guys, we're back again. The first podcast of the year, and it's what day is it?
It's the 13th. It is the
13th
it
of
is
September.
Tuesday the 13th of September.
Tuesday, 13th of September, and it's our first ever podcast. Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
we should be cancelled for that alone.
Yeah.
So you might be wondering who's this person here. Introduce yourself.
Which one? Because I'm on the left.
You.
Me? I'm Sir Squidgy on YouTube. But my name is David. So, hello everybody.
Yeah, this is basically North versus South.
So we've got too much to talk about.
Yeah, way too much to talk about. Which we're going to talk about, like some stuff in previous. Like, say we're going to do part 1 or part 2, or just go and do through episodes again that we can talk about. So, yeah, there's so much to talk about right now. So, tell everybody how you been, Wes.
I've been alright. A lot of stuff's been happening in my life recently. Got a new job. At Target.
It's exactly the same job as what you were doing before.
Yeah, but with a different company. And I've got a new uniform, and I've got new everything pretty much.
Yeah.
Went on holiday during the 6 weeks holidays and got engaged.
Yay! Everybody clap. Yeah.
So, just thought to let everyone know Milky finally proposed.
Milky finally proposed. That's a good sign. Yeah.
Round of applause again.
Luckily, it's not TRC. He's not gonna challenge anybody for a boxing fight this episode.
No, that's normally his thing. He normally challenges people.
I forgot who it was, but I know Logan Paul and Jake Paul were one of them.
He said Boris Johnson.
KSI and Edgy.
He said Boris Johnson in one of them, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, load of things is happening.
I tell you the first thing we should talk about, the fact that we've got a new Prime Minister.
Oh, yeah, we got a new Prime Minister. I don't like her.
It's a woman?
Are we not going to question God Save the King?
No. Well, we're going to get there in a second. We're going to get there in a second. Just calm the fuck, dude. Right. Liz Truss looks like Chucky's girlfriend, but as a doll form.
No, because
She literally looks like one of the Grizzly Tales for Gruesome Kids characters.
Yeah.
that's exactly what I was thinking. That is more of the line of what Liz Truss looks like.
Yeah. And then 2 days later, unfortunately, we don't normally cover death on this podcast.
No, you don't.
But unfortunately, Her Majesty's Queen Elizabeth II died.
Yep.
70 years of reign, which is
The longest
the
reigning monarch.
longest reign monarch. Well, the second longest reigning monarch. But the
No,
longest
she is the longest. She is the longest
No,
reigning.
because it's King Summit the Third. Of France is first. He's about a couple of years because he got his when he was 3-year-old. And then, but she was the oldest English monarch. No, the longest English reigning monarch.
I've actually got a weird fact about the Queen. I don't know if it's this one, but one of the Queen Elizabeth. If it wasn't for her sister, if her sister had her own way, the Queen Mary of Scots. If her sister had her own way, she wouldn't even be queen because she would have killed her.
Queen Elizabeth first.
Yeah.
It was Queen Elizabeth the first. Then.
Yeah, because Queen Elizabeth's the second sister was called Margaret.
Aye, but if it wasn't for Queen, if Queen Mary Scots got her own way, Queen Elizabeth would be dead. The first one.
Yeah, if the Queen Elizabeth II, technically, this reign shouldn't technically be reigning because of after King Charles King Charles V died, his son Edward, who was going to be the Edward the Fourth, I think, or Edward the Third, was going to went in there, but then he advocated because he wanted to marry American, which he did. So then his brother, King, and then which his brother George the Sixth, became king, which that meant that Elizabeth was next in line, and then when she got the throne, when he died, she was in Kenya.
Right, another weird thing about this is the whole fact that we've got another King Charles, right?
King
And I've
Charles
learned
the
something.
Third.
Every single King Charles we've had has overruled the government.
No, right. No, the first King Charles, King Charles the First, got sacked by Oliver Cromwell, which was our prime minister at the time. And then when Oliver Cromwell got beheaded, his son became prime minister. Then no one liked him, so they brought back the English monarchy, and that was when King Charles II.
He brought back partying, didn't he? Because
Yes.
we weren't even like party back then and them days.
No,
But
fun.
I'm wondering what King Charles III will do now.
Exactly the same as what he said. He's gonna carry on what Queen Elizabeth II did, and that's the try and bring and devoted her in what she did is devoted her life to the Commonwealth, and trying to keep them together.
Well, the Commonwealth's the best thing that the British have done.
Yeah,
Really.
because
The best thing
because
we've
it was
done.
the fucking what was it?
13 nations.
Yeah.
It's 13 isles it's
Yeah.
the 13 islands, and then all the offshoots of the English Empire,
The English Empire, yeah, the
like
British
the
Empire.
British Raj, the
Because
British Canada,
she made it so because of the British Empire was all feared, and like
greatest empire in the
and,
world, mate.
yeah, but there was like people didn't want to be in this. People thought they had to be pushed into it, but now when Queen Elizabeth II, she made it so that everybody's equal.
Mm.
Yeah.
So anyway, another thing that probably happened was KSI's fight.
Oh, what a fight! What a say, I watched it. I paid for it. Like I was the sucker who paid for it, but it's not really a sucker because it was worth the 20 quid altogether because you had to buy the DAZN subscription, which was 7, and then it was 12 or something, $12.99 for the fight. But what a night! Literally, it was one the best. I thought the previous UFC event was good, but this one topped it. Like
100%. I went back and watched it because me and Connor tried to watch it together,
yeah,
but like shit happened. We couldn't get on at the same time.
I haven't seen the fight, so.
Oh, it's alright. But
you've got time to watch it, man. You've got time to watch
Yeah.
it.
Well, I'm off to go grab my food quickly. I'll be back.
He's
But
gonna grab
I'm
his
off to grab my
food.
food.
but KSI did so well with these two fights. Like,
Yeah, he really did. Like first one, I thought was going to be a little bit more of a pushover than it was, but Quentin Swarms, he did what he could in that. As soon as he got hit with that body shot and that day, he was like, "What the fuck am I got into?" And then started and void shots. That's why he started spinning. But
the other dude though.
But Pineda, right? I had some time to reflect on this, but at the time I was like, revoke his fucking pro license. He shouldn't be there. But now I think about it, right, and it's all got to do with, like, he wasn't expecting KSI to come in that heavy with that fucking body shot. I think if you go to the clip and it's the first body shot you see him, as soon as he hits it, he grunted. And you can tell he was experiencing a lot of pain after that. So, yeah.
Right. But Deji fucking fucking topped himself, like, didn't he?
I think he needed to win that one, or else like he was done for a boxing. And I think it took, like, say, Fusi is not a good boxer. He's obviously
Yeah.
taking steroids. He's obviously taking everything else, and then for all that to happen, and then for Fusi not to put his guard up or anything, I think that was fucking awful for Fusi. But amazingly, like, it was just Deji just put in every single fucking punch. He won every round before he brought the towel in. Before Fusi's team brought the towel in, sorry, and like it was just pure domination from the Deji only got hit 3 times. That was it.
This podcast isn't sponsored by spaghetti. Just ignore the fact that David's just pure eating spaghetti.
But it's plain spaghetti.
Hey, leave my spaghetti alone. Leave my spaghetti alone.
Apart from that, like, Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star, and James Charles are back.
Well, we don't give a fuck about them.
Oh,
We
great.
tried to cancel them when the first fucking stopped.
Yes,
I can remember.
I can name the podcast that we did it because it was kind of funny. But James Charles though, like, nah, he shouldn't be on this fucking platform. But because he's making YouTube money, they won't take him off it. They won't take.
Wow, what's the canny size bottle of water you've got there, son?
If only what?
No, it's not. It's vodka.
Nah, I don't drink vodka. I don't drink vodka. But no,
So,
like, I understand, like, yeah, I get where you're coming from with James Charles and all that lot, but, like, I understand, like, James Charles is actually quite funny.
yeah.
But I'm not subscribed to it. I've watched videos with James Charles in, like, I've watched a lot of other videos with James Charles in. Funny guy.
Like,
But I wouldn't.
I think that what he done for his parents was kind of good though.
Yeah.
Like he
I
paid,
think
he paid for his parents' mortgage and that, but it doesn't.
It doesn't excuse the fact he was going after straight men.
Not just
young
that, it's just
straight men.
minors in general. 16-year-old, but like, see, it would be kind of okay. It wouldn't be against the law here, but it's in America. It's 18, and that is not right. And
I said to James the other day that I think the age that you should be to have sex should be 18 over here. Because at the end of the day, losing your virginity at that age, 16,
that'd be me
so much.
then.
And me.
Well,
No,
that would be me. I lost mine at 18. So.
Me as well, because I lost mine at 17. I was on the cusp.
I lost mine at 18, so I would have lost mine at 16 if my mum hadn't cock blocked me. Yeah, but no, in college, my mum's like, "Yeah, no, get back to college." I was like, "Yeah, no."
Some other things actually I would like to talk about myself.
Yeah.
It's the Johnny Depp trial. It took over my life for the best part of a couple of months. Everybody that was seen as or taught to us knows I went through the emotionalist time when that trial was first taken. You remember?
That trial was got funny, then it got serious, and then it was like it got everybody on the edge of the seat. I was watching it while I was like editing videos in the background, and it's just like
All I'm gonna say
What?
All I'm gonna say is no one defeats Captain Jack Sparrow.
Exactly.
No.
No one can defeat Jack Sparrow himself.
No, you can it, and this is
You can it. You can't.
like
Even ask Bart what it was like as the biggest Johnny Depp fan for me. What was I like in that time?
You didn't want to watch Amber's stand because she knew she was gonna lie, and then you were scared in case the jury took on her side and all that.
Johnny's trial. Watching Johnny be like that was the hardest time for me. I remember Connor and my mum being like, "You should just watch it. You are his biggest fan." But I just couldn't put myself through that. And then you come to Newcastle.
Oh yeah,
The dickhead.
no, right. The day of the hearing, he wasn't actually there. He was in England, and he just came from London. And the next minute, he was in one of the bars in Newcastle, one of the pubs in Newcastle, with fucking someone else and Sam Fender and a couple of other people. And it's like, how the fuck did you get there? And why were you there? But yeah, he came to Newcastle on the day of his trial.
And he enjoyed himself.
Yes, and that's the first time. Which,
Nice, man.
I was like so happy for him, and now he's dyed his hair black. And me and Chris, right? I got my hair tipped blonde, and then he did, and then I dyed my hair black, and then he did. I cut my hair short, and so did he. He's fucking following us, I'm sure. Me and Bat recently got into a TV show together, didn't we, Connor?
Hi, it's a Selena Gomez show. As you know, guys, I like Selena Gomez, and if you know that recent one, it's Only Murders in the Building. It's not.
Wait.
It's not my kind of TV show, but when I watched it, I got really into it, and I got to the point where I was like.
Well, man, you were like literally on the edge, just going, "We need to watch the new one."
Like I was like saying, I can't like say me leaving my mom's just be like, I can't like leave. I've got to watch more.
And then I've obviously just recently got into The Boys, which is a min TV show. But I recently got back into American Horror Stories as well.
Yeah.
And that's got me into herbal tea.
Oh yeah, herbal tea.
Have you two watched Moon Knight?
No.
Yes, I have.
What you need to watch Moon Knight. Probably the best thing. Only upsetting thing is there's only 6 episodes, and I actually cried. I cried when the 6th episode came out. I was like, no, there's no more of this. It was brilliant. It was brilliant.
But
herbal tea for the win.
Herbal tea for the win, man.
Nah,
Yeah.
I've also gone off coffee. That's how good herbal tea is.
I only started drinking the herbal tea properly because I used to like lemon and ginger a lot, and just lemon tea, and it looks like you're snorting coke, but I know it's not because you're like this good. You're like,
try not to eat on camera.
I know.
You know.
I used to be lemon and ginger and all that, and then I was like, and then I have the odd green tea now and again, but then ever since I stopped drinking milk to lose weight, I found that like to not
Herbal tea is life.
And herbal tea is just like really nice because you can have different flavors and all that, and then you can add little things in to make it taste a little bit weirder. It's nice.
Me and Bat have become so obsessed with it that we've started a tea swap.
Tea swap.
And I was telling.
We should vlog one of these tea swaps.
But anyway, right. Another thing, right? My mom.
Tea swap coming soon.
We recently have just been on my mom's live not long ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
For our business.
They don't even know what we're talking about.
I know they didn't.
Right. So my mom, well, mine and Wiss's mom has a business.
SNS mom.
SNS mom has a business, and it's selling gems, jewelries, and more. And that's what the company's called, Gems, Jewelries, and More. I'm the graphic designer, because why not?
And I'm just
I get free shit off her.
And I am co-host, so
yeah, I do host as well. So
actually, I've got a couple of things right next to us I can show them that actually she's given us.
Yeah.
I've got it's just because she's given us loads of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And my engagement ring is literally off her site. I got a couple of bracelets. This one. And I do
if you
have.
like different stones, like say whatever stone, like say if you like collecting your birthstone, you can get loads of different like shapes and sizes and like different things. You can get
This,
towers. You can get
this is a resin. This is a resin unicorn
unicorn shaped ones.
that I got,
Yeah,
which is so adorable.
that's
I
resin.
named it Slow Burn, and James nearly killed us for naming it that.
That's a good name.
I know, right? But yeah, she sells a lot of stuff. Recently, I've just won off her some another sterling silver ring,
Yeah.
some other things.
The link will be down in the description of the Facebook page and the TikTok page, where you can go down and have a look at what the watcher's got and all that, and you could catch me or Wiss on there. And and if you catch one of the lives, when you comment, just comment I come from SNS podcast, so we know there. And if you are there, if you do come there, you will get a free gift off my mum. She said that you will get a free gift if you come from there if you purchase something.
Oh, that's more incentive to go
Yeah.
do it, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Go help them out. Go help their mum out, and
Yeah.
you know.
But yeah,
Like-
but that's to anybody from here. All you have to do in the live is go, "Hi, I've come from SNS podcast," and all that, and then we'll directly come from. And if you purchase something that you like, because there's loads of things there, there's loads of different things, like say whatever, like say there's mushrooms, there's like
Actually, quite a lot of things that she.
spheres, there's just normal like shards of rocks, there's just anything that in all that, and all different
Well,
types of
kids
rocks as well, different coloured rocks. And
She's just kids.
gems.
She's starting to do
Yeah,
makeup.
she does games as well with them. She does like a scratch card game that's coming out soon, which I've made the thing for, which is cool.
But recently, David hasn't really been in any of our podcasts because obviously
this is the first time he's ever been in a podcast.
because he's a new friend.
Yeah.
He's a new-ish friend, but Connor and me have been doing a lot of things. I've had to help my mum a lot because obviously she's just started a business.
Yeah.
My dog, mine and Summer's and my mum's, Roscoe, recently turned 1 year old. And my God, a nightmare he is.
Yeah.
Obviously I've had work and then the 6 weeks, the 6 weeks holiday. I could have done a podcast during them times, and then all of a sudden I get a phone call off Connor. Oh, somebody's crashed into my Wi-Fi router.
Oh, that was awful, right? Basically, right, I live in a very like small-ish village, and basically this drunk lad got smashed into by the police to do the maneuver to stop him because he was apparently going 90 miles an hour, and he hit the Wi-Fi box, which is them green boxes that you see, hit them, and we were lost connection for 3.5 weeks. So,
It's like literally, I remember Connor ringing us to tell this. He was on the phone pretty much all the time. So at that time when he was like, "Just help me, I've got no Wi-Fi. Can I come over?" And I was like, "Okay." And then he was so fucking happy because he had Wi-Fi back. Because he had to pay so much money for his data, bless you.
I used so much of my data. I used 15 gig in 2 days.
That is just diabolical, Con.
I have GiveGap on my phone, so it's pay as you go.
Yeah.
It's £25, unlimited data. I used to run my Xbox and everything in my house, and I had no internet on that for an entire month.
Yeah, see, my friends downstairs,
Hmm.
he had unlimited he had unlimited data, so he was fine with that sense.
Yeah. Unlimited data is a saver. It's a lifesaver when
Yeah, it
when
is.
you're in a bit of a pickle. When you're in a pickle, it's just like you've got the money. It's like cool.
I think I needed to buy that there, but I don't now, so that's fine.
But anyway, while Bart's friggin' Wi-Fi was down, I had more time. I had more time to catch up on wrestling. You have no idea
All
the
I
kind
want
of
to say,
bollock.
right? You and Chris can have a podcast by yourself talking about wrestling. If you want, or whoever
But you know
you.
for a fact,
Mhm.
you know for a fact I come on this podcast to at least tell someone out there that likes it about what's been going on.
Right. Okay. Right. When the clock, where you've got a minute or 2 minutes, I give you 2 minutes, right, to talk about wrestling. Right. I tell you when. Starting from now.
Well, Bray Wyatt has been releasing a lot of rubbish on Twitter and that to say that he has been coming back, but he hasn't come back. Braun Strowman came back and now he's got his nipples and his nose pierced, right? Roman Reigns is still champion. Seth Rollins came out looking like Elton John at... Forgot the friggin' thingy. Oh, Clash of the Castle. Right, Clash of the Castle was in Wales, which I was gutted because I didn't end up going. And recently, Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle were caught fighting outside the ring, outside the stadium, proper scrapping, by the way, and end up being separated for that, right? Recently, the women's titles have come back because Sasha Banks and Naomi have been kicked out, right? So they've done that. Other people have got the women's titles, and that's all I've got to say. There you go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now there's no wrestling for another fucking episode. That is. I will promise you and Milky and whoever wants to join a full episode dedicated to wrestling if you really want.
Well, Milky isn't here, right? But just for him, I'm going to challenge somebody to a boxing match because he's not yet into it.
No, message him, see if you answer, right? Go, we're making a podcast. Who do you want to come up for a second to see to see who you want to
Well, I'm just doing a podcast. I'll just say, who do you want to challenge?
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot more things to talk about. Like, we can go on over the whole football side, and we can talk about women's winning the England women winning the Euros.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was mental. Like,
the women's do better than the men's. The women are doing better than the men.
Even the under 19s won the fucking the Euros.
Jesus.
Oh my god. I remember when that happened. I'm not really into women's football as much as Bart, but when he told us, I was like, no, they're not going to win, shut up. They did?
I predict them to win. Because I had a predictor on, and I predicted every single team to win, apart from two. Every single team to go through, apart from two. And it was I picked one was it was Sweden, but I didn't pick Sweden to win. Went to go through. I picked Norway to go through, but Norway didn't go through, and Sweden went through, and that was it. But I got every single not the scores, but I got every single prediction right. Who was going to win in that tournament? Which, yeah, I can't show you right now because I don't have my phone.
Yeah, there's another thing. Bart has not got a phone.
I'm phoneless, so yeah. I'm just sending it back to O2, and it's just getting fixed.
Another thing,
because there will be vlogs coming to the channel soon. Just wait.
Right,
And
another thing,
bangers. I haven't even.
right, another thing, as you can clearly see, I have changed my colour hair again.
No one cares.
There's people out there that care. There's people out there that care.
They haven't
went from
seen us.
like
They haven't seen us for nearly a year. Well, 8 months. 7, 8 months. They haven't seen us. So.
And they've never even met me, so yeah. And they're probably wondering what the hell's going on here. I had an accident. I have a stunt scooter which is right there behind me. I ended up doing a trick, and yeah, let's just say my glasses went the opposite way to me and went kaboom on the floor.
Yeah, so yeah,
Simple explanation.
There's probably people watching this in the start going, "Why the fuck has he got? Why is he got to take these glasses?" They're not even mentioning it. They're not even mentioning it.
It doesn't matter. It's still there. There's people probably looking, be like, "The fuck is this dude doing?"
Well, they've just noticed now.
They've only just noticed.
If you've just noticed now, like
round of applause to y'all. Thank you.
Leave a like if you noticed it right at the start.
And go subscribe to my channel.
And subscribe to his channel because his bravery to come out like that, which was cool.
Yeah.
I did offer him for me to lend me my black tape. But,
I'm not bothered. Like.
But the fact that means that I'll have to send it all the way from Newcastle to London.
To London, and then for me to have to send it all the way back again.
Just with a little bit off.
Just like, oh yeah, well, I'll measure how much I used. I'll send you the measurement.
Just.
And that's how much I owe you.
But a lot of other things there's been are what else has been really happening? I can't even remember.
Russia.
That's it. Russia and Ukraine. That shit kicked off.
Yeah.
That thing. See, the thing is, people say it kicked off again. No, it happened in 2012. People forget that Russia and Ukraine have already had a war with each other.
But
people forget that
it never escalated to the point.
It never got to the point of how it is now, which is bad.
Mm.
But
bad. We thought we would end up getting into World War III.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. We wouldn't have, because we have obviously the United Nations and everything else. So we also have NATO, which we are part of.
Yeah.
And NATO, and even as we said, we were going to stay. England said we weren't going to step in, and if we were, we would have sent our special forces.
We're waiting for. Well, I think Ukraine is waiting for the European Union application to go through.
Yeah, but hopefully it doesn't, because that's World War III.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So when that will go through, that's when NATO will step in. But mainly they'll we would send in special services. But we might not have to, actually, because Ukraine has took a lot back from Russia for the past couple of days. And they've took a lot back. They've took most of the West back now.
Mm.
So they only hold 3% of the country.
And another thing, right?
Russia only holds 3%. They keep retreating.
Another thing that we should talk about is the cost of living, fucking dickhead prices.
Boris, let's not talk about that. Jesus.
Boris left my fucking country.
He hasn't left the country.
No, but he's fucking left with a new prime minister and what fucking skint every single one of them because of him.
And the fucking cost of payments.
I live in London. I live right near central London. I live in Wembley. And for me, it's too much. It's too much to live. Too much to live. Reduce the pricing, please.
Even rent there is fucking
expensive. I pay nearly 500 a month just for a 1-bedroom flat.
Oh my god!
One bed, I need to pay 500 a month.
This is £360 for a 2-bedroom flat.
Yeah, I pay nearly triple him
Yeah.
for half of what
No,
he's got.
this room that I'm sitting in is not even classed as a bedroom, but it's as big as a fucking small bedroom.
Yeah.
This is just an office. It's a storage room technically.
Yeah, so I work in my living room, so this is I'm in my living room because
So I've got this is 2 bedroom plus office.
it's technically a 3 bedroom.
Technically a 3 bedroom for 3.
It'd be classed as a 3 bedroom.
Yeah.
The cost of living prices have gone fucking skyrocketed. Everybody's scared to even fill that fucking tank up at the minute.
Oh, because the fuel prices have gone fucking way up because
Because fossil fuels are running out. We are running out of fuel.
Yeah, we're running out of fuel. I know. Yeah.
We're running out of fuel, and gas prices are going to go up, which is going to cause more wars. If we can't get gas, it's going to cause war. War's going to end up happening.
You know, we'll probably have to go back to burning coal.
We won't be able to. We won't be able to burn coal because there won't be any coal left.
Yeah.
It's a fossil fuel, isn't it?
Yeah.
Coal is what we burn to make petroleum and other stuff. And
Yeah.
if we run out of coal, well then, what's the other source? We're gonna have to use the oceans. We drain the oceans. Well then, what happens with us?
We just might have to pay fucking Saudi Arabia fucking a lot more money for more oil.
Yeah, but what happens when the desert dries out?
When they run out,
Yeah, what happens when the world dries out?
we're just gonna have to source fucking methane gas from Titan, which is one of the moons of Saturn.
Yeah, but that's gonna be.
Imagine the
years.
pipeline. Imagine how long the fucking pipeline.
20,000 light years long. Just like, yep, cool.
Imagine the.
Well, no, we've got Mars, haven't we? There's water, there's liquid in Mars.
Wait, there used to be liquid because there's.
There used to be.
They've seen there might be liquid underneath, but we haven't got anything.
Well, yeah, we can't really bore into Mars, but
Well,
But all we know right now is that the fact that Titan, one of the moons of Saturn, is basically that their air is like their atmosphere is methane gas, and so if we can harvest that would be just be like fucking energy. But the fact is, because it would cost a lot of money because how we harvest it.
well, yeah, it's a harvest methane because you'd have to.
Because not just that, right? It's just how much is it going to take for us to get the first liter of that,
And plus,
of the
yeah.
methane gas.
And plus to transport methane, you would have to turn it into a liquid, which is going to cost more for a refining station to draw out the methane.
Yeah.
Drag it through a pipe, then put it into something.
But drag it through a pipe, fucking like fucking 200 light years away.
Well, no, they'd probably set up a refinery on a different planet.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
They'd probably put it they'd probably put it on like Jupiter, or we wouldn't touch Jupiter because Jupiter's way too big and you just get crushed. But probably closest planet would probably be the moon.
Or
to us,
it would be Saturn. It would be
put it on Saturn,
because
or
it would be moon of Saturn, and then it would be put on Saturn, and then
put it on Saturn, and then from Saturn to the moon, then from moon
but
to Earth.
anyway, another thing I would love to talk about is recent trends that I've actually really enjoyed for the 8 months. The people that are freeze drying their candy has been the mintest trend for me, because
It does look cool, but I don't
It's
see the
very,
point
very
in freeze.
expensive, and it
Yeah,
takes a long
yeah.
time.
It's unless you're gonna go get like a literal big gallon of
Unless you're selling
liquid
it,
nitrogen.
unless you're selling it, or unless you're making fucking you're making astronaut food, and you're selling it like that, there's not worth buying one.
right, anyway, I've always wanted to try it. Oh, recently, here's another thing, right, that I've been looking at. One of the lasses I watch on my TikTok went to Newcastle in in Granger Market. Apparently there's a Korean hot dog place in Granger Market
Yeah.
that does the cheese corn dogs and the hot dogs. Apparently that's in Newcastle, so I've been like obsessed with going to this place.
Granger Market's always been very kind of weird anyway, but kind of funny at the same time.
Me and Bat, literally most of our childhood, when we used to go with Dad, it was always different every single time we went.
Like it's like because like in Granger Market, you can walk in. Next to you, there's a fucking comic book kind of like it's like old old like British but TV show kind of memorabilia shop. Walk a little bit down, there's a record shop. Then walk down a little bit more. There's an opticians. Then fishmongers. Then another fishmongers. Then a bakery. Then here is just a fucking like a chemist kind of thing where you can just fucking lose weight or something. Then a clothes shop. Then another clothes shop. You go around. Yeah, right. I don't know, right. Anyway, right. Then you go around, sweets, and then a card place, then another fishmongers, then another fishmongers, and then a butcher's, then a cafe, then just
There
random
used to
ass
be a
shit.
cafe there.
And now there used to be, now it's a noodle place, a Japanese noodle place.
But anyway, right? But there's like a couple of trends that I've been seeing recently on TikTok that I've actually enjoyed. But a recent one that I hadn't, which actually happened in Bedlington. It wasn't a trend. Me and Bat, we might be older, but I swear to God, this has never happened to us ever. But recently in Bedlington, there was a mass fucking teenage party.
Yeah. The whole fucking
Project X shit.
Project X fucking shit. Yeah.
But the only thing is, I don't want to obviously mention too many things because obviously you would have to put trigger warnings in.
Basically, no, I'm just gonna encode. Basically, 2 R words apparently happened, and someone got emmed by basically a stabbing and all that.
You could have just said a stabbing instead of
Murdered.
using
yeah.
codes. Yeah,
No, he
but
just basically he got chefed up.
that's
No
No,
disrespect.
I'm not like there's no disrespect to people. Like this is obviously, you know, it's not a big thing down in over in Newcastle, but in London, living in Stab Central is
Yeah.
not fun. It is not fun. I don't go out past like 8 o'clock at night.
we mean Bat, you have no idea. We've lived in Bedlington
Like,
most of our lives, not many things happen like that.
The most thing that's happened in Bedlington, the worst thing that's ever happened in Bedlington, is like the odd fucking car crash that kills people, or something like that. There's never been something like that ever, and it's the first time. It's probably been like someone died to, like a fight or something, but not this brutally attacked and all that.
Like, it's a fact that my niece, my poor niece, wasn't even there, and she was terrified they were gonna come after her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't even live near the place, and she was scared. There's parents.
Apparently people from Newcastle, people from Sunderland, people from like Middlesbrough came down.
Parents are still talking about it to this day, right?
Of course,
about not letting their kids near the area because they're that scared.
A 14-year-old boy was unalived.
It's the fact that right there just goes to show it doesn't matter what town you live in, you need to be careful.
It's the fact is here. Me personally, I think it's the whole hearing, especially up here. I think it's hearing what's happening in London and America and all that, and be like, or I could do that, or I need to carry a knife because what that happens here, and then there's a fight kicks off, and then in the middle of the moment you're not.
See, it's just all well and good carrying a knife. Like I'll admit, I've carried a blade. Like I have. I'll admit.
Yeah, but for protection.
Yeah, but for protection. But I only carried it. It's there. As a just in case. Like
Yeah.
if it's a life or death situation, I'm pulling it and I don't care. Like
Yeah.
I'm going to use it. But you've got your hands. Like I grew up. Yeah, you're gonna bare knuckle fight someone. Like if you're gonna fight, it's a fight.
Yeah.
You don't pull out a knife and oh well, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna
No, because it just ruins everything as well. Like, it ruins
Well-
the whole thing. Like because the fact is, if you carry and if you stab someone, you're going to get caught, and you're just going to go to prison.
Yeah, and if you punch someone, there's ways and means around it.
Yes. And
It's like, yeah,
like
look.
say,
It'd be like me and Bats here. If we met up, we had a fight. We'd chat. We'd have a laugh. I'd be like, "Oh, do you want a pint? Let's go have a pint." Or if we hated each other,
you can't have a pint with someone that's just been unalived.
yeah, can't really do that if you've just gone and stick
The
them.
fact was, not only that, right? My poor niece, bless her. She ended up coming off social media. She's
Yeah.
actually starting to come off social media at a certain time at night because of the stuff she seen that night was disgusting. Because people were obviously posting it on their social medias. This is what I don't get. When me and you were kids, Connor,
Mhm.
right? If somebody broke out with a fight with me, which, by the way, this has actually happened to me not long ago. It was when I was 18. When a fight broke out with me in this class, the first thing teens do was reach out for their phone.
Oh
and
yeah, I'm gonna
record
record it. I'm gonna record it. Well,
help or whatever, instead of being a normal teen and either joining in or just
trying to
standing
separate.
away, right?
Yeah.
It's like teens these days want to record literally everything.
Well,
They don't understand.
so because of this generation, because obviously being a gamer, and it's like, oh well, it's obviously you need proof of everything now. It's like, oh yeah, you're good at this game. Oh, proof it. And obviously because we live on social media, everybody lives on social media.
Yeah.
It's like me. I've spent many of years on and off of Facebook, and it's like, well, the happiest times of my life is when I've been off of it, and it's like,
Yeah.
I can focus on myself. It's like, yeah, people get cyberbullied, and it's
after a couple of days off, when I went off Facebook and off all my
Yeah,
all
social media is- social media is-
because I call it the internet blackout.
Mm.
Well, when I didn't have any Wi-Fi for 3.5 weeks, by the second week, I was kind of fine. I was watching DVDs.
yeah, you're doing stuff that you wouldn't do
Yeah.
usually.
Yeah, I would like say.
I noticed that, Connor. I noticed that when I was on holiday.
See,
Because
I-
obviously,
I
when you're on
told her-
holiday,
I told Mel on holiday to buy a TV guide, and she didn't do it, and I'm very disappointed.
well, anyway, right, it doesn't matter. Right, when I was on holiday, I had an internet blackout because I couldn't use my data as much. And I noticed I wanted to go out and do things and explore. And
Because
It's
it's curiosity and boredom.
And then also,
obviously, I did take pictures of my holiday and upload them to Facebook after I come back.
yeah,
But it's these people that the younger generation that think they literally have to post. Like, for instance, it's like Summer. She has to post like the meanest things on Facebook just to
Yeah.
get a reaction out of it.
Yeah.
Fair enough, right? I'm bad for posting stuff on Facebook, right? Me morning statuses,
Yeah.
right? But that is not as bad as somebody posting on Facebook. Like the other day, me and Chris seen someone on his Facebook that was a couple having sex, and I was like, well, how the fuck is it that people can do that and post it on a banter page, yet I can't even take a picture of myself with even the slightest bit of cleavage shown without somebody reporting
is
it.
this on Facebook, by the way? That video that you
Yeah.
just had.
Yeah, it was on a Bambi page.
And that's
No,
the thing. That's
listen,
the thing. I like.
I sometimes get fucking get copyright claimed or whatever when I have a fucking song playing in the background, and then you have people like that fucking posting sex videos.
It's stupid as well. It also breaks TOS of every of Facebook. Like, you know, you do realise that Facebook wasn't meant to be social media. It wasn't meant for social media. It was meant as a dating app. Facebook
No,
was meant to be a dating app.
No, at the start of it, it was meant to be a website just to connect people from Mark Zuckerberg's school when he was at school.
Yeah.
Then he opened it up.
And
He opened it up to
when
the
he
public.
opened it, he opened up the doors. He opened up the floodgates, and just let everything in.
Now, you can't go on Facebook and call somebody grammar Nazi without them blocking you. And, like I said last night I got warned for saying, as a joke, that I would kill my brother because he was doing me nothing.
But that's saying it's like it's a computer that like takes every word that you say, and then I'm going to kill you. Them 4 words is going to come as a threatening behavior to a computer.
That's what I'm saying, right? You've got these teens, right? For instance, Summer, she was telling us, them videos of stuff happening down our end
Yeah,
was on Snapchat.
I know it was on.
And
it was on Snapchat.
But Snapchat is.
Yeah,
It's the
Snapchat's
fact
not
that
really.
these kids have no parental control
they didn't run.
at all.
There was someone getting shanked, and they didn't run from it. They videoed it.
She's like, if you was like say our age, you saw that. Yeah, I ain't hopping into that. Fuck that.
Nah.
I'm going the opposite direction. I'm just gonna be like,
I'm running the other
I
way.
ain't gonna. I'm not
As
gonna run.
far
If they come
away
off
as from a maniac with more far away from a maniac with a blade. As far away from that situation as possible.
Yeah.
Right? I can
Because-
stand my ground in fair fights.
Yeah, if it's a fair fight, if it's a 1v1, not like how you see little youths these days.
Like in that
running
night,
around,
there was
like, with
acid thrown in
20v20.
people's faces as well.
See, it's stupid. Why be
Kids with machetes running in and that.
See,
It
I
legit-
get
This
there's
is
like.
what I was saying, this is what I was saying to Bat. It legit sounded like something that was made up.
It did. It sounded literally made up, but watching it and watching these videos on Snapchat, or watching people screen record the things on Snapchat, just baffles me.
It's also the like obviously we have a cyber team in England. Like, the fuck are they doing? Like, the fuck are they doing? Yeah, I know we have a lack of funding for our police force and everything else, but still, what the fuck are they doing?
Apparently, it took police and ambulance and then an hour to get there, even though there's a police station right next to where it happened.
Like, I'm saying, right, the police station's here, right? Say if it's here, right?
And you think
behind here, there's a woods, and then just walk a little bit down. That's where it happened.
Yeah, do you think that if that was a terrorist attack, they'd be on that straight away?
100%.
But nah, it's just kids going around, you know.
No, because the fact is, it's like this going the whole rave that was supposed to be there anyway. Shouldn't the police would be shutting it down in case something like that would happen?
It depends, because if it's a legalized rave,
It wasn't
then
even
no.
legalized. It was just basically people on Snapchat going, "Oh, there's going to be a rave because it's called Gallagher Park, right? Or there's a rave at Gallagher Field."
Well, they should have been shut. They should have been shut down instantly. But
Exactly.
the police ain't gonna do fuck all, are they?
Police aren't going to do fuck all, because the fact is, and then now what they're doing with the police, what they're doing now is they're taking all the information and taking the stuff that they couldn't do nothing about with. So, because apparently there was a police officer there that arrested a lass that was drunk, but around the corner was the person who had the blade and was just shanked that person up.
And not just that, there was a video leaked of this lad confessing
Yeah,
everything he did
Yeah.
on video, which by the way is stupid in itself.
Which,
Because
to be fair, I don't believe that person did it. I don't believe that person is the person that everybody says it is. I'm not naming names.
He's probably held at his back by knife point, saying I done this, with the person stood there, using him as bait.
Yeah, it was a call, so it was like a FaceTime call.
Yeah,
And
So
but
he's
basically, he didn't show his face or nothing, so you could have just basically said that to try and get street cred, as well.
yeah, but you don't. Yeah, but if you want street cred, you don't go and admit that.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I've gone and shut this man up. You know, you
Yeah.
don't do that.
Nah.
If you want street cred, you go.
these people that obviously came from a different place don't realise that us Benton lot, right? We might be the softest people they might met, but to me and Connor, us Benton lot, we can put up a fight when we want to. Like
It is. It's just the fact is that you've got to realise as well that the fact is, it's such a small. It's like a very. It's not like a. It's a small town. It's not like a very tiny town. It's a small town. It's a small mining town. Like
the thing is,
the place where it was used to be the entrance of the old mine. That because
and it's a fact that now this is what I was saying about ages ago when it first happened again. Now it's gonna be known as the Murder Woods.
It is because yeah, it's gonna end up being that nickname because of the stuff that because of that incident what happened. But then there was something that was going to happen in the next town over as well. That apparently the same kind of rave that was going to be happening in a certain type of woods in the next town over. What?
It was set up, yeah.
I was told it was set up by the elder lads from Newcastle that were coming over here. Apparently it was set up by them so they could get kids drunk and get them like high and like off them, you know what I mean?
Of course, that's what I mean. Because all the fact is, it's like like or it was proper gang related. 2 seconds, I've just lost me fucking headphones.
I wouldn't say it's gang related.
When Bart finally put his headphones on, right, I'll tell you. We used to have a turf war between Blythe, Ashington, and Bedlington, didn't we?
Yeah,
in Crammy. And what happened was, it was quite a while ago, mate, so you'll have to give us a second to remember. What happened was, it was a couple years, or was it every year?
No, it started when a lass from Bedlington was seeing a lad from Bedlington and then cheated on him with the lad from Ashton, and then that there became then there was fights. Basically, if you imagine football matches in a league, right, and the same thing happened between Blythe and Cromleyton as well, right? So imagine the leagues there. They say what we to retaliate. So they came to Bedlington, and then Bedlington retaliated going to there, whilst Cromleyton went to Blythe, started fighting everybody, and then it got to the point where some towns needed help by other towns, and then it was a proper 4-way kind of like fight.
It was a proper turf war, right. And at the time I was at school. I was young.
In my opinion, in my 24 years of living, that's the worst time I've heard anything happening in Bedlington, apart from obviously what's happened this year. Like last year.
At the time it was scary for me because I was at school and I was obviously a nerd and I couldn't really fight for myself. So at the time, thank God I was seeing somebody from Ashton that could like get me out of that situation, because like obviously my big brother at the time was obviously in amongst it, you know what I mean? And there was nothing I could do, so he kind of got me out of the situation. Thank God he did, because I could have got myself seriously hurt.
Yeah.
There was youngins when I was a kid. I'll tell you, there was youngins when this all happened that were seriously hurt, like
I know.
seriously,
Like
badly.
it was the fact that it was just like year sevens coming out the coming out of the school because they were literally piled outside the school. Outside the school entrance, like say where it wasn't on school land, so the school gates, just outside the school gates, and we're waiting for people to come out, and anybody that come out, male, female, or whatever, just hit them, and that's when it was like kind of weird.
But at the time, I had a boyfriend he was quite, he knew how to stand his gun, like.
But the fact that he was from Asherton,
Yeah, and he got me out of there really fast.
yeah,
But the next day at school, I got so much shit for that because obviously I was supposed to be supporting Bedlington, but I couldn't because I needed to get out there.
yeah.
And
But
this is
yeah, that kind of stuff happened. But I don't know what else to read about because I can't even remember half the shit that happened.
Yeah.
Oh, I cut my hand.
well,
Stab
you're a
yourself
dipstick, aren't you?
in the hand.
You're a dipstick, aren't you?
I've got my tongue. Do they know I've got my tongue pierced?
No.
Got my tongue pierced.
And
That's
he has
new.
me again. He has me still no piercings, and I'm happy.
And no tattoos. I got a new tattoo as well. I got Ryuk on my arm.
I've got a nose piercing and no tattoos, but
I've still got my one tattoo, and I'm fine with that. But I do want another one.
Can't remember what else. Oh, the COVID rifted back up.
Yeah, but that's for another podcast.
yeah.
So, yeah. So if you did enjoy this podcast, this was like basically us coming back. If you know what I mean. If this was coming.
And me being a new guest here,
Yes,
so
new guest, and if you want to
I should be here more often. But if you do want to see me, just comment in the description below, or hit me on my channel and be like, go join them in the podcast.
If you want to see more of them, and if you want to see him more often, then go click the like, comment. We want you back. That's what you need to comment. We want you back, and then we'll get him on again if you think he's funny. So if you did enjoy this podcast, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you again. Peace.
All right. Peace.